I don't even know who steps off. Hey, everybody. It's a Savvy Slumber party. Come on.
Hey, we look like we're ready for bed, don't we?
Yeah, you know what I did? I made my Be Bold shirt, and I'm not a t-shirt person. I can't do like the tight neck. So I grabbed some scissors,
It looks
really dull
fabulous.
scissors, and I just chopped it.
It
Be
looks
bold. Chop your
amazing.
shirt.
Be bold. I love it. So fun to be here with you, Abby.
I know. I'm so excited. So, everybody, we are just hanging out. I don't know what you're doing this Friday night, but we thought, let's just hang out together. Tonight is the close cart of the Savvy System. We are celebrating, guys, over 300 of you who chose the past 3 weeks to start your own virtual assistance business. Can we just come on,
Cool.
huge shout out. I don't know how many of you in the comments were one of those 300. Let us know if you were. But honestly, this is just a time for us to hang out, for us to celebrate, for us to, share some amazing stories, for us to just talk about virtual assistants, talk about the freedom life, and just hang out with one another. And I'm pretty excited to do that. Aren't you, Rachel?
I'm so excited. Hey, Lena. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany's one of our amazing Savvy students. Nancy. Hey, Rob and Kayla. So excited to be here with y'all to celebrate all the new students that are coming in. Some of you may be still considering and on the fence. We want to answer your questions. We're going to talk to some of the support squad and share some stories with you tonight. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And Brittany came in on the 21st. That's awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh. So, we just wanted to have an opportunity to hang out with you guys and to do a Q&A also. So throughout this entire time, guys, let's make this interactive. What questions do you have for us about virtual assistants, about being your own boss, about the freedom life, about how scary it is or how hard it can be sometimes, right? We can get real here. If you guys are ready to be real, I'm ready to be real, right? Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about all aspects of virtual assistants. So this entire time, if you guys have questions, guys, this entire session is going to be kind of a live Q&A. So just drop your questions in the comments and we'll be kind of attacking them as we go. And yeah, we're just going to do some celebrating because, man, you guys are absolutely killing it. In fact, let's start out with a Savvy story. Do you want to start with a Savvy story?
Yes. Who do we got?
Dropping some questions. Let's start with one or two Savvy stories. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen. It'll be a little, you'll have to spare me a second. Okay. Yeah, here we have Stacy, you guys. Stacy says that I decided to bet on myself. I'm legit proud of myself. I've never felt so grounded since becoming a VA. I finally found my thing. Oh my gosh, it makes me so excited. What just happened? I'm just listening to a podcast now. I've never felt so grounded since becoming a VA. I finally found my thing. Oh, that makes my heart come alive. I started the program in June. The day after I quit my job in July, I got my first design client. Everybody give a huge shout out to Stacy. Yes. And let's hear. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I said, I love Stacy's story. Stacy is one of our amazing Savvy students. We love to see her continue to celebrate inside of our community for sure. So shout out to Stacy.
Yes. Come on. Let's do one more. Who wants to do one more?
Let's do it. All
right, I think this one's video. Let's listen.
Hey guys, my name is Christy and I am the founder of DeSilva Life. I am a systems strategist, but a little over a year ago, I started my journey as a VA by taking the virtual Savvy. When I tell you it literally changed my life, I am not exaggerating. I ended up taking the course and booking out my VA business, replacing my New York City salary in just 90 days. I remember watching the testimonials and thinking, if these people can do it, I can do it too. So I am here to tell you that it is so legit. You will learn everything you need to start and grow your VA business. If you need the push and you needed one more testimonial to prove you, this is it. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Come on, Christy. Oh my gosh, it's been so fun to watch Christy's journey. Rachel, you've been kind of like right there alongside her.
Yeah.
What's been the coolest thing as you've watched Christy? Because I know even since she's filmed this video, her business has kind of exploded, hasn't it?
Absolutely. So some fun updates for her. She brought her husband home. So they run the business together. They have an agency where they specialize in helping with ClickUp and HoneyBook. And they recently left their apartment in New York City, moved out, and they are being nomads. So they went to Florida and spent time with his sister out there. They're actually headed to Brazil. I think they're going to be there for 3 months. And they're just taking their business with them. So it's so cool to watch our Savvy students just absolutely rock their worlds and create the freedom life of their dreams.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
So cool.
You guys are already dropping some questions. So why don't we just go in with some Q&A? Rachel, you ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's answer some questions. Okay. Let's go. Awesome. Okay. So let's go with this first. Brittany asks, what's the best way to find clients online? So inside the SavvySystem, we go over a bunch of different ways. We have an entire module. We have one module committed just to like teaching you how to be a good marketer, right? Like learning marketing principles. And then another one that breaks down different marketing platforms. So, Rachel, do you have a favorite platform or a favorite, I guess, method for finding clients? I'd love to hear your opinion on this first.
Oh, okay. So my favorite is what worked best for me. So my favorite is actually inside of Facebook groups that have entrepreneurs, business owners who I really want to work with. So I started just with women entrepreneurs. And I just started interacting inside of the group, asking questions, building relationships. When I first started my business, I was just having coffee chats left and right and just meeting people. And then once I was able to get a few clients that way inside of those groups, then I was starting to get referrals all the time. So I love Facebook groups. That was the best place to interact for me.
That's awesome. So I would agree. I think Facebook groups was one of my favorite places to find clients. I also, I think just this isn't necessarily one platform, but just the way that you can use the internet, right, as a relationship builder. I think that was really big for me. So I mean, and there's so many tools that you can use to do that. So whether it's in Facebook groups or whether it was, sending Facebook messages or Instagram DMs to my friends and family and just like announcing over social media what I was doing. It was crazy when I like started with my current network of people, how many referrals actually came my way, right? And so I'm a really, really big fan of just starting to tell people. I think we're all looking for like the magic bullet of like what's going to be the best way to find clients. And the best way, in my opinion, is just one value-filled relationship at a time, right? Like if it's not so much like I'm out to just get clients, if it's like, man, I'm here just to like add value. So I'm going to go into Facebook groups and add value. I'm going to go to people's website and use a tool like Loom, maybe, or somebody that I follow on social media that I really respect, and use a tool like Loom to share with them some thoughts I have for them of how they improve their website. One of my stories, in fact, was I actually landed a dream client, you guys, by doing this. I had been following this blogger, oh my gosh, for like a year. And do you guys have like you have your people, right? Like the people you follow on Instagram, the people that you're like subscribed to their email newsletters, and you're like, oh my gosh, everything they put out, so good, right? And like, to me, when I think of like my dream client, I don't think of like, oh, I want like a woman who runs I don't know, an e-commerce store who loves Jimmy Choo's. Like, I'm like, no, like I will put names on my dream list.
Yes.
Like, no, I want to work for this person. And so one of the things that I did is I decided, you know what, like like, why not? You never know unless you try. And so
Mhm.
I actually did kind of a pitch to my dream client, but it really wasn't a pitch. I essentially just sent him like a super value filled email about like I took a bunch of his blog posts and I was like, I think that we could make like a digital product with some of your posts and it could be a really amazing opt-in. And I
Mm.
created the opt-in for him off of some of his blog posts. And it took me a while. It took me like 3 days to put together. However, it was such a value add that he was
Mhm.
like, who the heck is this girl? Like, I
Yeah.
need to get on the phone with her. And
Uh-huh.
so we ended up getting on a Zoom call and he hired me the very next week. And I don't think he ever actually used that opt-in, but it was kind of my way to get my foot in the door, you know, of just being
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm here and I have a lot of value to add. And that relationship changed the entire
Mhm.
trajectory of my
Mhm.
business. I
Yep.
don't think we realize sometimes how one good client can make a huge difference. I'm talking
Yeah.
referrals. I'm talking just the behind
Mhm.
the scenes lesson of working for like a multi-million-dollar online business, which he was, right? And so, you know, and we just don't know until we try. And I'm not saying that that would work every single time, right? Like it
Right.
may take you 5-10 times to do something like that.
Mhm.
But if 1 out of 10 and it
Mhm.
happens and it's your dream client and you blow them away, like the way that that can change your business can be insurmountable. So that is one of my favorite ways. It's like this value add, like
Mhm.
dream client way to find clients is probably my favorite way.
I love that. And as you were talking, you said something about, those relationships and those connections you make. You never know how that's going to affect your business later on.
Yeah.
So while I was, meeting people and having coffee chats and making connections, no, I wasn't getting like client after client after client right away. But one of those people that I had connected with and built a relationship, she came back to me, I don't know, maybe a month or two into me launching my business and said, "Hey, Rachel, I saw this posting for an executive assistant. I think you should go for it." And I went for it. It was a little bit out of my expectations. Like I didn't know everything on there, but she had seen something in me, right? That connection that we had made. I went after the job, did value first, just like you totally explained, Abby. And I was able to get the job, which completely transformed the trajectory of my business because of that one conversation, that one relationship completely changed the outlook. So, yeah.
100%. And I'll say this too, and I mentioned it the other day on the live, but just in case you guys weren't there for that one, marketing is one of those things that not very many of us are born natural marketers. Less than 3% of people in the world are natural marketers. Okay. So marketing is very much a learned skill
Mhm.
and can be a learned skill. And I have seen some of the most introverted people. I have seen some of the people who had the least amount of confidence coming in the gate
Yeah.
be the most successful virtual assistants simply because they serve their clients really well. And I'll tell you this, marketing, in my opinion, is like, imagine just pushing this like this snowball up a mountain, right? And you're just like pushing and you're pushing. And the more you push, like it can get harder. Like
Yeah.
that first rejection you get, you're
Yeah.
like, this is literally harder. Like what
Uh-huh.
am I doing? Right. And it gets
Mhm.
harder and harder and harder and harder. But once you like pass that peak, right? And you
Mhm.
have somebody who says yes. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I can see, like I can
Yep.
see why I was pushing. I can see like there's something that happens when you get that first client that you're like, this is real. Has anybody in the comment gotten their first client? Like tell me if this was true for you. There's just something that happens when you get that first client that you're like, I can freaking do this. Like this
Yep.
is a real thing. People want what I have to offer, right? And it
Uh-huh.
totally changes the game. And here's what's happened, right? You've worked so hard and your next client, that snowball starts rolling down the hill
Mhm.
and it's just a little bit easier to get client number 2,
Yep.
right? So like
Mhm.
maybe you still get some no's, but it's a little bit easier and you have a little bit more confidence, right? Client number 3, a little easier. Client number 4,
Mhm.
even easier. And it starts this snowball effect. And let me tell you something, guys, when I talk to virtual assistants who have been in their business for 3-4 years, and I say, what's the number one way that you get clients? How do you market, right? The
Mhm.
majority of them, Rachel, what do they say?
What do they say?
What do they say? Do you know?
No, I don't know what they say.
Referrals.
Oh, Totally put me on the spot. I'm like, do I know? Do I? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, it's referrals.
Referrals. I mean, and seriously, and it's
And
one
that
of
was the
those,
same for me, 100%.
yes,
Yeah.
it's kind of catch 22 because once you get really good at marketing, you almost don't have to do it anymore, right?
Right. So
And-
true.
yeah. So you found that to be true in your business, Rachel.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to answer some more questions, but I'd love to hear just kind of your story really quick, right? Because
Oh.
I think that it can be really inspirational for people who are maybe in the same boat that you were in.
I would love to share. Okay, so 2017, I was stay-at-home mama. We at the time were sharing a house with a friend. We were renting like the bottom half of their business. We were a one-income household, but we were working really hard to like pay off debt and things like that, so we could save up, eventually buy a home. And so I wanted to find a way to make some legit money from home. And my first goal was really just to pay for my son's preschool and to get a membership where they had childcare at a gym. And those, I was like, if I can do those two things, I'll have an out. Maybe I can make, a little of extra money. So did some searching online. I Googled, I'm sure many of you in the comments have Googled this, making money from home. I searched make legit money from home, found virtual assistants, and then stumbled upon Abby Ashley at the Virtual Savvy. And I invested in the SavvySystem in 2017, started my business, followed the program step by step, and was able to pay for my son's preschool. I was able to get a gym membership with childcare, and I booked out my services in 2 months. And I just started with what I could right away. Before I had children, I was an educator. I taught kindergarten, and I also worked with little babies with their developmental issues and educated parents on how to best help them. So I knew that I could communicate. I knew that I could help customers. I knew that I could build relationships. And so that's what I did. I started with Facebook group management and creating simple graphics for those groups, and was able to sell out my services. But on the same time, I was building relationships and building connections and all those things. And that's when I got that first job that I mentioned earlier about an executive assistant. I did not have all the skills that were listed on her site. I had no idea what ClickFunnels was. Another system that she used was Dubsado. I didn't know what those were, but I presented myself. I showed her exactly who I was, that I was willing to figure it out. And she's like, I want her. And I got the job. And that was my first big client. She started paying me $1,500 a month. I grew with her over 2 years, and she was paying me more. But then that's where the snowball effect that you just talked about, Abby, started happening. She's like, you need Rachel in your life. And so one client came, and then, oh, yes, you do need Rachel. And another client came, and that's how I built my business. I grew it. I had subcontractors. I had 3 subcontractors on my team where we were supporting all of these clients. Within Executive Virtual Assistant, we supported multi-6, 7-figure dollar business coaches inside of their business. So that's a little bit about my story. So I far surpassed my original goal of just paying for my son's preschool and gym membership. And we were able to pay off my husband's school loans while we were sharing the house. I remember the day we sent off that last payment. That was so huge because we paid it off years earlier than scheduled or anticipated. So that's a little bit about my story. Oh, and then, I'm here, right? I joined the team in 2018, joined the Virtual Savvy team as executive assistant then, and now I'm senior director of product and get to support all of our amazing students inside of our products. So,
oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love your story, Rachel, because I think that I think it really resonates with a lot of people that were like, I just need a little extra cash. And then we come in and they are like, I think sometimes we get surprised by our own abilities. We're like, oh, I can do this. And then it widens your space. It widens your ability to dream. Like, what if this could be bigger? And for some of us, we don't need that. Some of us, it's like, that's not the time. It's like, I just need to make a few $100s or like $1,000 a month or something. And then some of us are like, what could really happen?
Absolutely. That was totally my story. And one of the exercises that you walk the students through inside of the Savvy system is to dream big. And we talked just a few minutes ago about your dream clients. Like there's something powerful about naming those dream clients.
Yeah.
Abby Ashley was on the top of my list. Now, it didn't pan out the exact way that I had envisioned it, but here I am, right? Now, Joanna Gaines was also on my list.
So if you leave me for Joanna Gaines, I guess I can't be too mad.
There were a couple other names on my list, specific places, but there's something powerful about that exercise. So,
and you never freaking know. I'm telling you,
never freaking know.
One time, did you guys ever see that one time we posted a job opportunity? Now it wasn't like they didn't send it to us, but it was like a news article that we found.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Queen was hiring for a virtual assistant. And we're like, guys, if the Queen was on your dream list, then like you never know. It's so
she
fun.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
I want to remind you guys, hey, we are just over an hour from the Savvy System doors closing. I know you guys have a ton of questions. We're going to keep diving into some Q&A now. But if you've been on the fence, guys, the Savvy System, this is closing in about an hour at 10 p.m. Central Time, and the doors will not open again. We will not be doing another one of these launches until the end of January 2023, okay? So if you've been on the fence, go check it out. Our team is over there via chat, and you can ask them any questions that you have. You can check out what's all included in the course. That sales page is can take you an hour to read, so start now. It's a very long sales page. But we really want to give you all the information so you're left with no questions. It's also the reason why we have a money day back guarantee, is because if you get in and you decide that it's not for you guys, no questions asked, you can request your money back. So you can check out all of those policies and everything over there at SavvySystem.com. I know that we have some more questions coming in, so let's go ahead and this is a good one. Natasha asked, how do you get started if you have a full-time job?
It's a great question. I am actually excited to hear from Melanie. We're going to bring Melanie Fountain on. Yeah. She is our Savvy System director. She's going to come on in a little bit, and she can share some more too. Let's be real, Abby, right? Like starting your own business while working a full-time 9 to 5, it's hard work.
It is.
But we have seen it time and time again happen. I think of Thais. She's another great example. She started, I think, 2 years ago inside of the Savvy System. She was working her corporate 9 to 5 job. She started with the services that she could offer right away. She has since grown and scaled her business. She has almost 30 people on her team, and she's ready to hit, what's the figure? Is it like $600,000?
This year it's crazy town. I'm like, what in the world? Like, it's one thing when your students go beyond like that's more than I ever did in my business, you guys. Right? And that's what's so cool. So she's actually a coach for us now. And that's one of the things that I love. Like, we want to we want to celebrate what you guys can do, it's so freaking cool.
Yeah. I think if things to keep in mind when you're working your 9 to 5 is you have to figure out how you can fit it in to your life and what that looks like. We recommend finding at least 5 hours a week that you can kind of work into your schedule to work through the Savvy System and start your own business. And it can be done. It may start a little bit smaller at the beginning, but as you get traction, as you continue to grow, when you get that first client, second, third client, you're going to continue to build that traction that we've already talked about today. So start where you can and how you can, and just keep going.
Yeah. In a really practical sense too, one of my pieces of advice for anybody who's working full time, what it takes for you to live month to month, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully you know that. If not, then that's probably your first task, is to put yourself on a personal budget. So you know how much it takes for you to live, eat, pay your mortgage, all the things, right? Know your personal budget. Next, I would see if there's anything you can do to reduce your personal budget. I think that's a really big thing too, is that in the beginning, okay, this is a great time to see if my monthly budget, just my personal expenses, could be reduced. Because what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have a full-time job and if you're the sole income provider for your family or a huge contributing part of that, then you're going to want to have probably 3 even maybe up to 6 months, depending on your comfort level, of emergency funds stockpiled away before you quit full time. So what I would say is in those 5, 6, maybe 10, if you can swing it, right? I know everyone has different life obligations. So if you're working, an hour a day every single night, and so you're getting 7 hours a week in for clients, then stockpile that money away, right? Like do the best that you can to throw all of that into a savings account, pretend like it doesn't exist. And then that way, when you do quit, you're quitting with a cushion, right? You're not, okay, I have 3 clients and that's enough to like continue to pay my expenses. And then one of your clients has to, drop off for some reason. Like if they have to quit your services, then I don't want you to be an alert. So that's one of the biggest recommendations that I have for you is to go ahead and just start building that emergency fund inside of your business so that if a client dropped off, if something happened, you would be set for, 3 up to 6 months. And I recommend that for anybody. We do that at the Virtual Savvy, right? Like we always keep our aim is always 6. We're usually between 4 and 6 months of expenses that we always keep in the bank. And you can talk to your bank. There's different types of accounts and they're all different. We were able to find a money market account. Like I talked to a local bank because people are like, I don't want to keep like that much money, not really doing anything. We talked to a local bank. And I mean, it wasn't great interest rates because interest rates on savings accounts just aren't awesome right now, but they were able to like work a little deal with us to give us a little bit more than normal. And so I think that's one of the benefits of working with a local bank too. So just something to put out there as well. So at least your money, even if it's just a tiny bit every month, can be growing. So that's one of my recommendations for sure. Okay, I have another question here that I think is really good. Because Bernice says, I feel like I need one-on-one coaching. What do you recommend? And I can go first on this one, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts too, Rachel. So, I'll say this.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, but you're frozen. Here, I'll bring you down and then bring you back up. So I will say this. Rachel might still be frozen. Oh, she's blurry, but available. It's okay. I'll take this one for now. So I will say this when it comes to one-on-one coaching, or any other type of virtual assistant training out there. Okay. For you guys, I think that the most important thing is that you find what is going to work for you individually. And I am not one to be out there and say that my course is the only course that works, because I don't believe that. But I will say that our course is entirely comprehensive, right? It is 14 modules, over 100 lessons. It involves the community. It involves people who have been there, done that. Like I said, I mean, you literally have people in the community like Thais, like Christy, like, all of these VAs who have been in the course since the beginning, who are now making thousands upon thousands and thousands per month, and you're getting access to all of that. And we do live Q&A, right? And so no, we don't have one-on-one coaching. Like that is not something that's in our program. So what I would ask is, why is it that you want one-on-one coaching? And if your answer is, like, I feel like I'm going to need individualized support, that is something that's still in the SavvySystem, right? I will tell you, you post a question in our group, bam, 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 bam. You're not just getting one person's feedback. You're getting the feedback from an entire community of people who have been there, done that. The same with, I need branding help, right? That one VA coach may be terrible at branding, but because we have a team, I mean, just the Virtual Savvy is a team of 15, not including, the 3,000 other people in our course. So it's actually a benefit that we have so many people inside of our community, because we have branding experts, we have tech experts, we have people who are so good. We have people who have built teams, again, bigger even than I have, right? And so I think that is one of the benefits. So you're getting the one-on-one feedback, but not just from one person, from an entire community. So I think that is honestly why our course is of a benefit. Now, if the one-on-one coaching is because you're like, I don't know if I will be holding myself accountable without a one-on-one coach, then that's something that you really have to explore, because that's one of the things I'll tell you. But this is true even in one-on-one coaching, okay? No one is going to do this for you. We can't make you take the lessons. We can't make you do the assignments. Neither can a coach. honestly. Now, they may be able to encourage you more on a one-on-one basis. And if that's something that you're like, I just don't think I can do this without the encouragement on one-on-one coach, that might be a better option for you. But if you're wanting a community, you're wanting a team, you're wanting tons of insight, and you're wanting what I believe is the most comprehensive course on the market, and we'll take a look inside the course here in a second, that's why you would choose a SavvySystem. So I'm super transparent about that. Like, I am not one to say there's only one way to do this. We've had people be successful VAs without ever taking a course, right? However, do I think that somebody, one of our students the other day called the SavvySystem a springboard, right? Do I feel like it can get you there faster, more direct with all the templates that you need, all the contracts that you need, everything you need? Yeah, I definitely do. So that's just my little spiel. But it's totally up to you. Let's answer one or two more questions. This is a good one. What's the difference between the Savvy Vault and the Template Vault? So our Savvy Vault is a collection of tech courses. So we have over 80 tech courses, you guys, which is so crazy to me. We have everything from Canva to Kajabi to, to ClickFunnels, to how to do Facebook ads, how to do Pinterest management, how to create graphics in Canva, right? So we have over 80 tech and industry trainings inside of Savvy Vault. Now, our Template Vault, a little confusing because they have the same name, that vault name in them, but essentially it's a collection of templates. So it's a Google Drive link, and inside of that is I think there's over 20 cut and paste templates for you. So if you're like, I need to fire a client, or I want to raise my rates, or I want to notify one of my clients that I'm going to go on vacation. Like, how do I word that? What do I say? We have cut and paste templates. So it's like the wording of emails, essentially. Okay. So really great question. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Melanie, my girl Melanie, because she is hanging out with me, and I want to bring her up. If you guys don't know Melanie, hey girl.
Hey guys.
Are you wearing Be Bold? What are you wearing?
Yeah. Oh, I'm wearing my Savvy shirt.
I don't actually have that one. I think you guys have way more swag than I do. I need to get more swag. So Melanie, if you guys don't know, she is our SavvySystem director, and she is one of the people that is in there day in, day out, working with our students, encouraging them, answering their questions. And Melanie, tell us a little bit of like what's happening in the group right now, because we have been, if you guys don't know, I think I mentioned this earlier, but the SavvySystem has been open actually for 3 weeks. We usually only open it for 2, but we opened it for 3 this time. And we're not opening again till January. We close in like less than an hour. Oh my gosh. But we've let 300 students have come in, are in there making the decision to change your business. What's the environment like over there? Like, what's happening inside of our community? What is the buzz right now that's happening?
Buzz is a really good word for it. I mean, our community is always so supportive and active, but there's something about this time when so many people are joining that builds this momentum, and everybody's in there doing their assignments, encouraging each other. And we already have some really amazing wins, like people going out there and launching their business and telling people. We have people that have already landed their first clients. There's people already doing the work to build their freedom life, but it is hopping in there right now, Abby.
That is so awesome. Oh my gosh. I just opened up Facebook, right? Because I was like, I think it might be fun to like read like what some of the wins are, right? And before I even like went to the group, we had one that was just posted an hour ago that says, I just sent my proposal to a big potential client, and earlier today, my dream client messaged me saying she would love to work with me soon. I just started Monday, launched my business Tuesday, #winning. That was Rihanna. I hope it's okay that I shared that, Rihanna, because I was just like, whoa, that literally just got posted like within the hour. How cool is that?
Yeah, one of our students, Alexa, she just started in the last couple of weeks since launch, and she's already on her 4th client.
Oh my God.
So she is just out there hustling. And also we understand too that if that seems overwhelming, everybody joins and they're on their own journey. So some people want to take their time to go through the modules and to build up their business a little bit before launching and telling people. And that's why we have pace plans in the SavvySystem based on the pace that you want to go in your business. So for some of you, you might just want to get this thing going, go get those clients, and you just want to go full force. And then there's some of you that might want to wait a little bit to launch. You want to, it might take you a month or so to launch, and that's okay. But, we have people in there that are just going in there and being bold enough to introduce themselves. So no matter how you want to go in there, at what pace, we're there to support you at any pace that you want to go and start your business.
Oh, I love that so much. Let me read another one because this one just got posted by Caitlin 2 days ago on August 3rd. She says, #celebrate. I'm so excited. Value first works. I have no experience with anything virtual assistant related. I decided to start subcontracting. I sent in a proposal to a VA that wanted a brand new junior VA. That's exactly what I needed. She said she already had 400 plus applications. So I needed to make my value first amazing. You guys listen up because this is how it's done. I looked through her website, saw one of her headers looked a little funky. So I made her a new one, plus an Instagram post just because. She immediately sent me an email saying that she loved it and wanted to talk today. During the call, she said she had googly eyes when she read my email and wanted to work with me on the spot because out of 400 other applicants, do you guys see that? Over 400 other applicants, nobody did what I did. Take the extra 30 to 40 minutes to show your worth. It works. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so good. This is so good. One more, Melissa, just about a week ago, I think less than a week ago, said #celebrate. I'm about to hit 5K since launching my VA business in May. Also had my second child, May 11th. I've been busy. Signed up today. I'm so excited to learn more and keep growing and scaling. Oh my gosh. And she posted a picture with her little baby. Okay. Too much. I'm going to be like going gaga over baby pictures. But I think that, it's like, this is why we do what we do. Right, Melanie? Like these stories, the lives that are being changed. Let's do this really quick, because one of the questions we got was like, hey, what do I do if I'm working a full-time job, and how do I make that transition from full-time job to full-time VA? So actually, why don't we take a moment and just hear your story? Because I know that that's a huge part of your story.
Absolutely. So I'm the SavvySystem director now, but I actually started as a SavvySystem student back in the day. I'm a single mom, and at the time, I wasn't even making enough money to move out of my parents' house, even though I was working a full-time job in a pretty good position at my corporate job. I lived in California at the time, newly Texan here, but I just knew that there had to be something more. So I started Googling all the things work at home. And that's when I found virtual assisting in, I think it was December of 2018. That's when I discovered the SavvySystem, and I joined in January of 2019. And within 6 months, I was able to quit my full-time job as a Pinterest manager, and I have been working from home ever since. And since then, I've been able to move into my first apartment, and now I just bought my first home with my daughter and I. We've been able to travel, and I've never had to miss a field trip, a gymnastics class, a soccer practice, all of that, because I was bold enough just to say yes and take a chance on myself.
Oh my gosh, Melanie, I love your story so much because I think it's so relatable too. And it's no easy feat to be a single mom, to know you're the sole income provider, and to take a chance on like, all right, like it is me, myself, and I that is going to make this business work. And like my kids depending on it, but like that, I don't know. Your story is just so inspiring to me. I love when you share it. It makes my heart so happy.
I still can't believe it to this day, but I'd say if you're on the fence, one of the things I like to say is, what's scarier, going for it and trying, or staying exactly where you are?
Yeah.
And if the answer is it's scarier to stay where you are, then there's no harm in going for it, because you have that 30-day money back guarantee, right?
100%. I was at I've been at a conference the last 2 days, guys. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm in Chicago right now. This is not my normal workspace. But freedom life, work from anywhere. I'm hanging out in Chicago. I've been at this leadership conference Global Leadership Summit. It's an amazing conference. And I have been listening to these speakers, and there was a speaker today. In fact, I wrote down her name, but I don't know if I included it on here. Anyways, it was Dr. Heidi Grant. Okay, so Dr. Heidi Grant, she's a social psychologist and science leadership expert. So she was talking about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And they did all of this research, all of these studies, and they talked about how high achieving people had a lot of these different commonalities. And a huge part of the commonalities was that they had a growth mindset. And so a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset is essentially somebody who is like not comparing themselves to other people, but is comparing themselves to themselves, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm not as good as that person, or that person's more skilled than me. It's like, man, I am more skilled than I was a year ago, right? Like that's a growth mindset, right? And one of the biggest things that she said, in fact, I like made a little, I like made a little thing for it because I was like, I have to show this to you. She was like, you have to start noticing those like shifts that happen in your brain. And she said, one of the most powerful things, like if you're talking to yourself and you're having disbelief and you're saying like, I'm just not good at this, or I just don't know how to do, I don't know how to market. I don't know how to find clients. I don't know if I have what it takes. I don't know if I have skills, is simply just adding the word yet to the end of it. And I think that like, seriously, if I like walked away from one thing from this conference, I was like, oh my gosh, how powerful is that? Instead of being like, I'm not good at this, I'll never get it, I'm going to fail, other people are going faster, whatever. It's like, man, maybe the reality is that I'm not a good marketer yet. You know what I mean? And just by simply adding that word to it, saying yet, instantly puts you in a growth mindset. And putting yourself into a growth mindset has the ability to actually change your actions. Like, it has been proven that the things that we think start to actually affect our actions, right? Like they were talking about, they did this study with, I think it was like 30 some participants. They all got in a room, and then they had 30 some participants get in another room, right? And the 30 participants in room A had to read all these words about like things associated with being old, right? Like things like the word old, and they're reading books about like arthritis and hip pain, and even like the word Florida, like reading about stories about Florida, because like Florida is equivalent with old people, I guess, right? But like talking about, I lived in Florida, so but you know, and then they had everyone, the study actually began when these two groups of people left the room. And it was insane because the people had read stories about being older and hip pain and slowing down, literally walked slower to their destination, like all of them. And it was just like, what? And it's just so crazy because the things that we think in our brain, like I'm not necessarily one of these like I don't know. I'm not like a huge like visualizer person. Like I'm not super woo woo. Like you'll find that I'm a very practical person, but it is actually proven by science that like you can, it's I think it's called neuroplasticity, that you can actually carve new brain waves inside of your brain. Like if you've been thinking a certain way and you start saying things, instead of saying I'm not good at this, and saying things like I'm not good at this yet, and actually being like I can do hard things. And if you repeat it over and over and you believe it and you do hard things over and over and over and over, your brain can actually switch. Like you can actually carve new paths in your brain. And like I was just so blown away from that concept.
It's so powerful.
And I think that that's one of the things that happens, Melanie, is that we've seen this like time and time again, that our students actually become like, not just like, they start being bold in their business. They start being more bold in their marketing and in their business. And then they'll start talking about how they're more bold, like in their life. And I see that so much in you know, like I feel, and I mean, I'd love for you to share about that. Like, is that something that you've seen, like doing the hard things in your business? Like, has that I don't know, given you more confidence in other areas? Because I sure see it.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much you learn about yourself as an entrepreneur. And when you choose to make those bold choices and you choose to believe in yourself, that isn't compartmentalized. That's not just in one area of your life. That it bleeds into so many things. And it's crazy that since I've started my business, I actually have less friends but closer relationships. I am happier with myself overall. My relationship with my daughter is better. We've traveled more, and a lot of that is just choosing the life that I want. Do I have the people in my life that serve this greater purpose? Am I bold enough to separate myself from negativity? Am I bold enough to encourage myself to go after things in my life that I want more? And just by starting my business, the confidence that I have in myself, not just in that area, but in all areas of my life, has completely changed. And I'm sure you can agree it's been the same for yourself too, Abby.
I was going to say, I see it in you for sure. Yes, 100%. Oh my gosh, I'm such a different person. Such a different person from when I started my business. I think when you set your brain to like, I can do hard things, and you don't actually believe it, but then you go after the hard things and then you actually accomplish them, you're like, I can do hard things, right? And you become a little stronger. And then it's not quite so hard to do the uncomfortable thing later because you've had practice doing it once, right? And you become better and better and better at doing hard things, which means that you just like accomplish more and more. And it's kind of like an adrenaline rush, in my opinion. So, oh my gosh, Melanie, I love your story. Anybody who's on the fence, what would you say to them?
Oh man, I already said what's scarier. So I would just say that you've probably come back to this a few times. If you're here on a Friday night, here with us hanging out right now, you've probably been back and forth a few times. You've been on the sales page, you've looked at all the things, and the only thing holding you back is you. We can give you the information and the tools and all of the things, but you have to believe in yourself enough to say yes and to give yourself a chance. And honestly, we want it to be as risk-free as possible by giving you that 30 days to give it a try and see what happens. But if you're not, at this point, you have to believe in yourself to give it a try and say, I can do hard things. I can be bold, and I can make that decision to change my life. But it's up to you. You have to want it, and you have to be willing to take the risk.
Yeah, 100%. Melanie, thank you so much. You're amazing.
I'm so glad I'm here.
I know. I'm going to bring Rachel back up. I think she's back. Rachel. Hey, girl.
You know what? One of our, what do we call them? Values right there is action over perfection.
Action over perfection. That's what we're all about.
When your computer completely crashes and decides that it's time to restart because it's Friday night and we're not supposed to be working right now, you just, sit here and enjoy your drink while it decides to get back on the kick. And here we are.
It's fine. Guys, you want to know my secret for the night?
Yeah.
This isn't coffee. It's caffeine-free Diet Coke. My husband's like, do you want to put it in a coffee cup? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll probably tell him it's not coffee. It's
ice or no ice?
Ice, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Same.
Always ice and soda, never ice and water.
Yeah,
I'm very particular about things.
Absolutely. I'm the same way. Also, Melanie is just such a gem, and her story is so inspirational and absolutely relatable. So it was so fun. I hear her story all the time, but it's so cool every single time I hear it. So shout out to her again.
Should we do a couple more stories?
Yeah. Did I miss any?
No. Let's do a few more.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see here. I think I have. Let's do this one.
I joined the SavvySystem on Friday, I believe, and I've gone through a couple of the courses, and so far it's been amazing. The courses are so easy, so in depth. They tell you exactly what you need and how to work your business. If you work the system, your business will flourish. I'm telling you, it works. I barely started 3-4 days ago, and I've already got 2 leads just by doing simple steps in the SavvySystem. So I can't thank the SavvySystem enough, and I can't wait to see what else is next.
Come on, Tamika. I love that. So good.
So good. I love what she says, and we like to say it here too. The system works if you work the system. It's laid out in such a linear step-by-step way that helps you make those decisions and move. We even have PACE plans. I don't know if you talked about that while I was gone, Abby, but PACE plans to help you decide how quickly you want to move through the system, but you just have to follow it step by step. And doing those small things along the way can make big impact as you build your business.
100%. Let's do another one.
Yeah.
I purchased the SavvySystem on July 18th, 2021. I worked my way through the system one step at a time. At the end of module 3, Abby said it was time to make my announcement to friends and family that I was a VA. So I did that. I created my portfolio, had my value first proposal ready to go, and landed my first client in July. Beyond that, I earned enough income in August to pay for the system. In September, I picked up my second client through real life referrals. But the real fun for me happened when I finished that last module and found the confidence to start searching the Facebook community group for job opportunities. In December, I signed my third client, and just this weekend, January 2022, I signed my fourth. I'm just under 6 months out from the day I hit that buy now button. And there is no way to overestimate how different my life looks today. If I can, so can you.
Come on. I love her story.
And her story keeps going, y'all. So that was what, January? So she is now in our Savvy Circle program, which is our next step after SavvySystem, a group coaching program that helps you scale your business. And she is making $10,000 plus in her business every single month. She's a mama of 5. Like she is just absolutely inspirational. I love her story. And she did just what the system lays out. She started and followed the steps and just kept moving through. So love her story.
I do too. Guys, we're going to do some more Q&A here in a minute. If you guys have questions, if you're on the fence, or if you just have questions about virtual assistants, we are, oh my gosh, we've got about 40 minutes until the doors close. They don't open again until January. So at 10 o'clock tonight, Central Time, doors are closing. You can go to SavvySystem.com, check it out, see if it's for you. We've got our whole team over there via chat. We're all partying together, slumber party, right? So we're all staying up late together just because we want to make sure that we usher every single person who's supposed to be there into the group. So so excited for all of you guys who have made that decision. Let's do this. While you guys are dropping some questions in the comments, I thought it could be fun to actually take a look inside the course. Would you guys want that?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Before you open, shout out to Carol, shout out to Annabelle. They joined us tonight while we've been live. So shout out to those 2 gorgeous ladies.
Oh my gosh, congratulations, ladies. We're so excited for you. I love it. All right, let's do this. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're just going to look at the course, right? Like what actually happens. I hit that buy button, right? You'll get a nice little video from me being like, congratulations, all your login details are getting emailed to you. Your login details get emailed to you. What then? Well, 2 things. One, if you are purchasing Pro or Ultimate, you'll have access to the community, right? So you can plug in, go ahead and request that. It usually takes like a day or so to get requested, but I know our team's up, so you might even be able to get in tonight to the group. But you will get instant access to the course. So I really want to show you what it looks like once you purchase, once you're inside. If you guys want to see this, I'm going to expand my screen here. That way you can kind of see what's in here. So this is what it will look like as a student of the SavvySystem. And so what we've done is we've really broken apart the course into a few different lessons. In fact, let me share this with you real quick, because this might be easier, and then I'll go back to the course. So the course is divided up into three separate sections, if you will. So the first is the launch section, and it is our goal to get you through the launch section as quickly as possible. Action over perfection, right? Because we want to get you to grow, which is where we start marketing. And so inside of the launch section, you're going to be doing everything from deciding what skills you should offer, deciding on the rate that you should choose. We actually have a calculator that tells you, you put in how many hours you can work and how much money you want to bring home, and it will actually tell you the rate that you should charge, including taxes and everything, right? It can tell you whether you should start with general admin or based off of your rate, if maybe you should start with a specialized service. It's all built into the calculator. We teach you pricing and packages, so how to actually put your hourly rate into packages. We create a portfolio. That's really what you're doing throughout the launch module, is creating a portfolio that you're going to market with in the grow modules. And so that is everything from, choosing your business name, and we help you with that process. Make sure that it's not trademarked or taken name already, right? Choosing things like, what invoicing software am I going to use? What project management software? How do I get a contract signed? And we're not one of those groups that says you have to do it exactly this way. One of the things that is just kind of my teaching style is I like to give people the different options. So we'll say, hey, here's the top 3 that our students love. If it's coming to invoicing and payments, generally our students will use a tool like Wave Apps, or they'll use an all-in-one tool like Dubsado or Honeybook, right? So here are the 3 options. Go try them all out, see which one you like the most. And so we have tons of our students that use Dubsado, a ton of them that just use Waves App, tons that use Honeybook, or maybe they have another one that they end up finding along the way. But our goal is really to help you find what's going to work best for you and your business. So we talk about payments, invoicing, taxes, legalities. We go through marketing, how to be a good marketer, what types of platforms you can market your business on, talking all about website development, the VA lifestyle, which we'll look at that one in a second because it's one of my favorite modules, and then everything about raising your prices, building a team. So it's 14 modules, but guys, that's not 14 lessons. Nope. 14 modules is actually over 100 lessons, 119 lessons to be exact. And that's not even including the bonuses. So I know we even had one person say, like, it's a little overwhelming, like when they pumped in, because you look at this and you're like, 119 lessons. But guys, you have lifetime access to the course. And the end lessons are for you like 2 years from now, right? They're about raising your prices, building a team, all of that kind of stuff, right? So we have so many of our students that work their way one part at a time. We want you to get through the launch section as quickly as possible, but the grow and the scale sections are honestly based off of you and how quickly you want to grow. And so I think that, is it a lot of content? Yes, it's 119 modules. But what we want you to do is we want you to start at the very beginning, right? You go to lesson number 1. You do it, lesson number 2, lesson number 3. It's not meant to be jumped around to do all these different things. You're supposed to go through the entire course. We're going to talk about your services. We're going to decide whether to niche or not niche, right? We're going to talk about mindset around money. We're going to come up with how to package your services, right? And so every single lesson, if you click on it, I'll show you what it looks like. So there will be a video. All right, everybody, in this lesson, we are going to be talking about packaging your services. Whenever you have a potential new client, you want to present them with different packages that they could buy from you. And that's what we're going to break apart in this lesson. Now, okay, so this is how every single lesson is laid out. It's a video. We talk about here's the 4 type of pricing structure. So the video tells you what you're going to learn, right? And then every single lesson has assignments. So based off of the video, we will teach you, decide on which pricing model you would like to use, decide on your service, divide your services into packaging using the downloadable workbook below. And again, we've got like some pricing examples here. Let me open this up. So here's different specialist pricing examples. Oh, it's not working on my page right now. Okay. So we literally like link to other people's services so you can see what pricing examples look like. And then we have a page out of the workbook. So you get this gorgeous workbook. Let's see if it'll show up here. Yeah. So here's the determining your packages workbook, right? And so you literally, it's a fillable PDF and you can go through and actually create your packages using the worksheet. So this is where it's at, you guys. Like every single lesson is laid out like this. So the goal is to be a step-by-step process, to be completely linear, that it's not, I don't know what to do next in my business. No, it's literally told to you exactly what you need to do next. It's still your business. You still get to choose your pricing and your services, but we are giving you the how, right? You decide the what, we're giving you the how. So everything from, branding your business, creating a Facebook page, creating your portfolio, talking about money and taxes. We provide you a P&L, a profit and loss spreadsheet, legalities. When we say it is a business in a box, it is literally everything that you need in order to grow and scale your business completely from scratch. Okay, this is the one I was telling you about. My favorite module is the virtual assistant lifestyle. And these are some of the questions we get a lot. So, dealing with difficult clients, asking for testimonials, talking about time tracking and time management, self-care and balance, how to transition from full-time employee to full-time VA, how to fire a client, right? And so literally this leads you to our template vault. But inside of our template vault, we actually give you like a template for how to fire a client, right? So this is what we're talking about. When we say step by step, when we say business in a box, we're not kidding. It is all there. So I feel like it's a good thing for people to see, for people to go in and be like, okay, that's what I'm going to get access to. It's a lot. I mean, we're not going to say it's not, but that's what you're paying for, right? Like you're paying because it is everything that you should need over the next however many years to grow your business. And again, we've had people grow their business to 10K months and beyond using this course, using the step-by-step method. So we want to ask you guys, what questions do you have? It can be about virtual assistants. It can be about the course itself. We're here to answer some questions for you. Okay.
I love seeing inside the SavvySystem, Abby. It's so cool. And it's such an amazing reminder of absolutely everything that you get access to for a lifetime, And you kind of talked about it too. Like our goal is to get you through the launch phase as quickly as you can. You don't need to rush to get through the whole course. You need to rush to get your first client, right? That's the goal, is to get that first paying client. I have a confession to make. I didn't watch the scaling modules until I got employed at CBS. That was like a year after I had first purchased, right? But it wasn't time. I didn't need that information yet, but it's there and available to you when you're going to need it. Let's just get started with lesson 1 and move through till we get that first client.
Yeah, I think one of the best things that I hear, which it makes me so happy. It's like, people talk a lot about so I'm considered a course creator, right? Like that, I guess if I was to have a job title, it would be, I have a course and we help our students through the course, all the things. There's so many people that talk about like completion rates, and they're like, our students don't, not 100% of our students complete our course. And I'm like, not 100% of our students complete our course either, but actually like the amount of people that I talk to, and we'll like do meetups all over the country, like we're talking to you guys, right? And so many of our students, they will talk to us and they'll be like, Abby, they're like, I never finished the course. I just got too busy with client work, and I'm like, okay, that's a good problem. Like that's not
very good problem.
You should probably step back and like take the courses, because it's gonna help you scale and not make sure you're not burning out and all that stuff. But it's like, man, what a good problem. I'm okay if you have to okay, I need to pause the course for a while because I'm fully booked with clients. Like I have no qualms with that, right? Which is why we give you lifetime access.
Yes. All right, let's answer some questions.
Okay, awesome. Oh, here's just one shout out. Kay says, "You guys are great. I love Abby, the Savvy crew. The system is a great value. I found it to be super helpful. Yay! We love having you as a student. So amazing. Love celebrating these businesses." Let's see. I actually don't think I have a question up. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. We are here to help you guys. Let's see. And someone, yeah. I'm scrolling back through. I think we answered all of these so far.
Oh, awesome.
So let's do this. Let's bring on, because I know we have some more guests, right? And we've got about 30 minutes until the doors close. So if you guys have been on the fence, go check out SavvySystem.com because we're literally closing the doors in less than 30 minutes. But I have two lovely ladies here. Let's bring them up. Hello.
Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How are you guys?
Good. I wish it was a little cooler. It's so hot over here.
Oh, is it? So I'm in Chicago and it's been like kind of cool here. I'm like, what is happening? Maybe it's to like 110. Rachel's in Texas. She's
Oh yeah, no, Rachel wins. I'm complaining.
Oh. So you ladies are part of our amazing support squad. You guys are in supporting our students day in, day out. But you know what I really want to start with is your story. So I would kind of just like to hear your own, because both of you guys started as SavvySystem students or have been a part of, you know, our community and our teaching. So I would kind of just love to hear your story with starting your own VA business, and it might spur some questions in the comments because I know we always get questions when people start sharing their stories. So Alex, I'd love to start with you.
Yeah, let's do it. So the world kind of went upside down. The pandemic hit. And just like everyone else, I was probably Googling how to work from home. At the time, I was doing about 11 hours as a nanny in Brooklyn. If you know New York City, you know what that looks like. And I loved it. So I just want to put that out there. Like, I loved my job and I love working with children. But I knew that my season working with children was coming to a close. I could feel it in my heart. And I was ready for something else. And I found the SavvySystem. And I had my hesitations. I thought about it. I was, weighing it out. What's good? What's going to be beneficial? What are the consequences? Can I really do this? And I just couldn't get it out of my head. It was just like in my head. I kept watching videos on YouTube. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. It says 30-day money back guarantee. If it's not a good fit, I can get my money back. After trying to talk my husband into it, And 4.5 months into the SavvySystem course, I signed my first client for a $1,000 a month contract. And I was just over the moon. I'll never forget it. I was at my desk. It was like midnight. I was crying because I was so happy. True story. And I was editing the contract template that comes with the SavvySystem.
So cool.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What did your husband say?
He couldn't believe it either. He was like, somebody's going to pay you? Someone like, is this real? Is this really happening? And I'm like, it is, And I was like, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. Google and YouTube were my best friend.
That's actually that's a really good question. I feel like this is a good question to answer before we hear Erica's story, because Cindy says, what basic skills should one have to be successful using this system? And I think it's probably one of the biggest questions that we get is like, am I really going to be able to do it? And like, you had those fears too, it sounds like I don't really know if I can do this. I don't know if I have what it takes, but like, how did you overcome that? And I guess in answering these questions, what does someone need to have skill wise before joining the course?
It's funny because when I joined, I thought the same thing. I thought I needed like this, certain like resume or a list of experience and skills that really didn't exist for me. And there was, obvious imposter syndrome. I struggled with that. But I really thought, you know what, I'm going to hone in on the things that I'm good at, and that is being a people person and carrying good conversation. And I don't know, maybe I can help somebody grab some leads on Instagram for them, you know, just, and then they can work their magic in their area of genius, and I'll work mine. And so little by little, I started to feel a little bit more confident with each discovery call, each mindset minute, you know, at the end of the course. So to answer your question, I didn't have any skills, and I was able to really just hone in on those little things, like I said, just being a people person. And if you're not a people person and you're an introvert, that's okay too, because there are a lot of VAs that are introverts. We have a few here at Virtual Savvy on our team, and we're here to support you.
100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Erica, I'd love to hear your story.
Awesome. Yeah. So I was actually on maternity leave for my third child, and I really liked my 9 to 5. Like, I didn't dislike it, but I had this hard time with, like, I'm missing all my kids' stuff. I'm paying somebody else to watch my kids all day, and then I get them at the worst part of the day, like bedtime and bath time and dinner, and like everybody's fussy, and I'm like, this is not enjoyable anymore. So I decided that I was not going back to work, and I quit my job. And then like a week later, I was sobbing to my husband because I'm like, why did I quit my job? Because I was not made to be a stay-at-home mom. I cannot do this. So I was actually talking to a friend, and she was like, you know, I think you'd be a really good VA. Have you heard of that? And I'm like, no. So I started searching everything I could find. Found the SavvySystem on Pinterest, which was like the boot camp back then, and decided that I was going to jump in because it sounded right up my alley. Definitely something that I wanted to do. I was a lot like Alex, where like I didn't think that I had skills, but I was like, I'll figure something out. Like, somebody's gonna need something that I can do. So I just kind of like faked it till I made it, I guess. Went through the course. I think it was about a month in when I posted on my Facebook that I was starting a business, and somebody that I didn't even really know that happened to be my Facebook friend reached out and asked if she could have a conversation with me. And she hired me like 2 days later. So it happened super, super fast. And then I kind of just had to scramble to finish the pieces of the course that I needed to make it work. And I just worked my way through it and ended up finishing the course, and got to a point where she was referring me to her friends, and I was reaching out to other businesses, and it just took off from there.
Wow. And tell us a little bit about what your business looks like now.
So now, 3 years later, I currently own an agency, and we have a team of 15. And I actually don't do any of the work. They all do everything and serve our clients. And I just kind of handle the big stuff like discovery calls.
Awesome. So cool.
I love that.
Rachel, what's been your favorite part of watching Erica's journey?
Okay, so I have a unique vantage point. Well, both of the ladies, their stories, it's just been so cool with Erica to watch her go from certain packages to recognizing that she's worth a whole lot more and seeing the value that she really is bringing to the table and watching those prices increase to where they could be and should be. That's my favorite part of Erica's journey, because I remember the first packages that she has, and now I know where those packages are today. So that's my favorite part. And for Alex, I have just loved watching her grow who she is and her confidence, which has been absolutely amazing to watch. And Alex is such an inspiration to our members inside of our group. And I love that Alex will tell it like it is, and she'll shoot it to you straight. And I love that she's confident in who she is. So,
yeah. Are you guys, do you both consider yourself introvert, extrovert?
You know, it's funny. When I was younger, I always felt I was an extrovert, but I have these moments where I do feel like I'm a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But to answer the question, I can turn on when I need to.
Yeah.
I will adjust to my atmosphere just about anywhere that I go. You know, and I will work a room. I know I'm tooting my own horn, but I will do it if I need to. But best believe I'm so tired when I'm done. I'm drained. I need to be alone under my covers.
I found that what about you, Erica?
I would say typically more extrovert. However, if I get into a new situation where I don't know people, I can kind of clam up and not enjoy that. But if I need to be on, I can definitely turn it on.
I'm always interested because I would say it's probably like would you guys say it's 50-50 introvert extrovert? Like I mean, I see both and both find success. And I think a big part of that, one of the biggest fears that people have is marketing, telling people about their business. And I think especially for introverts, they find that that's really scary. But I think that it comes out in different ways. Like for the extroverts, they're like, okay, like I'm going to tell people about my business. And they use that to their strength, that it's, even if it's scary, they're like, there's just kind of a social aspect to it. So it's a little easier. But I have found that there's something really amazing about introverts, that like generally introverts, while they might not be as like shouty about their business, they can really like just talk to people, and they form like, instead of like spreading their business like far, like the spray method, it's more like a targeted, like, okay, I'm gonna tell this person,
right,
this person, and then they really connect with
they're
them.
really intentional.
Yeah. Is there anything that you guys have seen, I don't know, just because you guys are in and day out, like what's working, you know what I mean? Like I think that's like, what have you found, like anything that you've seen a student do that maybe is just like, oh, like that's in the course, but you did it in your own unique way, or maybe something that's not even in the course, or just something that somebody did that you're like, man, that's just so freaking good. I don't know, just anything that you guys have realized that it could be related to marketing or packages, or just like a unique service somebody's offered. I'm just really curious if there's anything that you guys have seen.
I think for me, what I've seen that really sticks out is taking time to, because you mentioned the introvert, taking time to really be intentional and really cultivate relationship with people. It draws people's attention in. Your services, they won't scream as loudly as you taking time to get to know someone and really be another person on the other side of that screen, on the other side of an email. I see people's reaction when I really take time to respond to their emails and let them know I hear you and I see you. And you can just feel it, and you're just typing through a screen, but it really does matter. You taking time to send that Loom video, or just getting time to know someone's business, or jumping maybe into their DMs and Instagram. It's organic marketing. You're really taking time to get to know them. And before you know it, they're digging through your stuff and they're looking to see what it is that you do.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Rachel or Erica, it's okay if nothing comes to mind. I just want to make sure.
No, that's a really good question. I was trying to think of some like big elaborate fancy answer, but here's my answer. What I love seeing our students do, for those of you that are able to join at the pro level, you get access to the community. One of the first things we tell you to do is jump in and introduce yourself. And I know sometimes that can be really scary. It can be really intimidating. It kind of puts yourself out there and makes your presence known. But I think that is one of the biggest steps that our students make. And I love when they do it. And I love when they share pictures of their families and their furry children and their spouse or whatever it is, their favorite vacation spot, but they let us get to know who they are and they put themselves out there. Here I am. I'm here to do this, and this is why. And I think that's one of the most important steps that our students make from the very beginning.
So true.
I like that one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the other thing too is like the students that continue to put themselves out there, like they're submitting their stuff for critique calls so that we can help them. And then we give critique and they submit what they've fixed on that to get more critique. I feel like those students end up being so successful because they are trying so hard and they're putting themselves out there and they're open to the feedback so that they can get the help.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be willing to like submit the ugly thing. Like it's okay. If I go back and look at some of the first stuff I created, man, it was ugly.
Oh yeah.
And that was my final draft. I thought that was good.
I know.
Action over perfection, you know. And I've seen some very not ugly things, by the way. And so our students are creating. There's some stuff that I'm like, that is so gorgeous. How did you do that? Right? And it's so cool to see people's personalities come out in their brands or in their packages and just all of it. So
Sure.
awesome. Hey, let's do a big shout out to Caitlin, because Caitlin joined while we were chatting. Yay.
Welcome.
We're so excited. Yay. We've got, oh my gosh, we have about 12 minutes left, you guys, until the cart closes. Let's do this. I'm going to bring you ladies back down. We've got 2 more awesome stories. I love sharing these stories. But thank you so much. And these ladies, as well as the rest of our team, are hanging out in the chat. So if you guys, if you go over to SavvySystem.com, again, this is the final countdown. I can't sing. But if you go to,
that was great.
It's fine. Action over perfection.
That's right.
SavvySystem.com. You can chat with our team. You can post your questions here in our chat while you're watching live. But we've got just about 10 minutes left until the cart closes. Let's hear some more stories. What do you say?
Yes, absolutely. Who do we got?
Who do we got here? Let's see. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Shout out to Cindy. Cindy just joined.
Come on, Cindy. Yes. All right.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Nickerson and I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada. Much like a lot of people, 2020 really threw me for a loop career-wise. My 13-year career helping people to solve their foot health problems came to an end, and it was pretty devastating at first. But I soon realized that it was an opportunity to be able to explore other career options that were more aligned with my desire to have more variety in my day, to have more time, financial, and location freedom. Now, just a year later, I'm working as a virtual assistant with women-led businesses whose missions are to change something in their part of the world. So basically, I was in a full-time gig that left me feeling drained at the end of the day and really aching for more in my life. And since then, I've been able to replace my take-home income from that career in healthcare. And now I get to work from virtually anywhere in the world because of the Savvy system. If I can be bold, so can you.
So good. I freaking love Jamie. She's so great.
Jamie is fabulous. And if you're able to join, again, you get to interact with Jamie as you work through our milestones program that we have inside of the Savvy system. And you get to submit for those special milestones that you reach inside the Savvy system. And Jamie actually has joined our team as a contractor and helps us with that process. So Jamie is absolutely inspirational.
So she's sending you your Be Bold t-shirt, mug, or when you hit those 10K months, then you get your Be Bold necklace, and she's the one sending those out. We love Jamie.
Yes. My name is Alexa, and I have been a student of the Savvy system for 3 weeks now, and I wanted to do a quick video and just share how it has been going for me so far. It has really been such an amazing journey already, even though I'm less than a month in. And I will say that I have just hit the ground running. I've really just dove into the lessons, did everything that Abby shared, and it has been paying off already. I actually do already have my first 3 clients. I have a 4th client that just signed her contract, waiting for her to finish her invoice. And it's just from doing everything that is in the Savvy system and not questioning it, just go, just do. One thing that I figured out along this journey for the last 3 weeks is that doing is like the best way to learn. There have obviously been a lot of questions that have been answered both in the Savvy system community, in this Facebook group, and in the lessons. There's so much knowledge, but I have just learned that like just go out and do and try. And I've already made some mistakes and tweaked and changed things already. And that's how you grow and that's how you learn, right? So yeah, it has been excellent. I'm so excited. I really started this just wanting to make a little bit of extra income on the side so that I could just have some breathing room with bills every month. But quickly, very, very quickly, I was like, nope. I want to do this full time. Like, I love this. It is fun. I think that the journey of building something from scratch, though it is hard, it is so rewarding. I'm just excited to see where this goes. So I'm excited for all of you as well. Keep with it, stick with it, just do what Abby says. Don't question it, because she clearly knows what she's doing. So anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'm excited to continue to connect with all of you guys in this group.
So good.
So good.
What?
I mean, what I love about her story is that it's just so genuine and so real. And she dropped some major truth bombs in those videos, or that video, like just going out and doing. Sometimes it's the best way to learn. It's not always going to be easy. Sometimes it's hard. We're going to make mistakes and we're going to make tweaks along the way, but we learn and grow so much in this journey, and following the system truly works. For her, she was able to get 4 clients in a month.
I know.
Like, it's absolutely phenomenal. So
I love it.
So
we
good.
have a question from Barbara. Barbara, I see you posting all those questions. You thinking about it, girl. Come on. Let's do this thing. Barbara asked if you joined with the Lite and decide to upgrade to Pro, how long do you have to make the changes? Sorry for many questions. So if you get the Lite version, so essentially the Lite, just so you guys know, is the course. It's not the community or the tech trainings. Just the course. We lay it all out over at SavvySystem.com. But if you choose the Lite, you can actually upgrade to Pro at any time. So literally like 2 years from now, you're like, I need the community. You can upgrade to Pro. Okay. So just know that if you're looking at this and you're like, man, all I can swing is Lite, but I think at a certain point I may be in a lurch and I might need the community support. I might need those critique calls. I might need that, that community and all the live stuff. The job opportunities that are posted inside of the Pro version. If you think you're going to need that, literally you can upgrade at any time, and it'll show you how to do it inside the course, or you can reach out to our team. Okay. So, yeah, I'm telling you, just even if it's the Lite, you guys, the Lite is still everything that you need to get your business started. All right. And I think maybe it's a good idea for us to let's take a look at those 3 different systems real quick, just so you guys can see the difference between them, because we're going on about 5 minutes left, y'all.
5 minutes.
Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right. So just for anybody who is questioning, here's what we're looking at. We're looking at Lite, Pro, and Ultimate. Okay. So the difference between these 3 programs, Lite, it's going to include, guys, everything that you need. It is our step-by-step signature system, 119 lessons, plus the contracts, plus the template vault, right? Business in a box, and you're financially covered, your taxes are covered, your the legalities are covered. Okay, so we cover how to market, everything that you need step by step. Again, 14 modules, 119 lessons you're getting access to in just the Lite. Okay. If you're like, man, I need more than that. I need the community. I want access to some of those bonuses, including proposals that win, Abby's discovery call demo, right? Marketing for introverts, all of those additional bonuses, plus access to the community, which includes exclusive job opportunities. That's going to be found in the Pro. And then lastly, the Ultimate includes tech training. So just take the Pro, but say, I also want lifetime access to Canva, ConvertKit, Kajabi, another one that starts with a C or K. Access to all of the tech trainings. We have over 80 tech trainings. We add a new one every single month. And so if you're wanting like this additional skills, we teach you how to use the skills you already have. You're going to be able to do general admin or any skills that you choose to learn inside SavvySystem. But if you want access to all of our skills library, maybe you're like, man, I want to do the SavvySystem and I also want to be a Pinterest manager. You can go in, add the Ultimate, and choose that version for the tech skills as well. Okay. So just want to lay that out there, guys. We have 3 minutes left. Actually, we're almost down to 2.
2 minutes, y'all. And the team is standing by. The team has been busy chatting away in Slack. I'm going to give a shout out to them before we get off, because I know that they're all here with us. We love our TVS team, our tech team, and our marketing team. This has been an amazing 3 weeks of having the cart open. And we love each and every one of you. And it's absolutely a blast to be here, to be welcoming over 320 students. I don't know what the number is now. Like, It's just absolutely amazing. And you guys are making the choice for yourselves and for your families and for future generations. And we've seen it happen over and over and over again. And what a privilege and honor we get to have to be able to walk along that journey with you. So
100%. You guys, let me end with this because we've got less than 2 minutes left. I get that this is scary, right? And I get, many of you guys, I've heard your stories. I listen. We listen.
Yep.
And we know there are stay-at-home moms in this group. We know that there are people who are working so hard at a full-time job. Maybe you're working 2 jobs, right? Like, we see you, and there is this element sometimes that we're like, I just don't know if I have the capacity. I don't know if I have the mental space. I don't know if I have what it takes, right? And I'm here to tell you, you do. You have capacity for greatness. You have capacity to do so much more than you think that you can. Guys, I did something kind of crazy, and I'd like to share it with you if that's okay. And we'll end off with this. Don't make fun of me, but I wrote a poem today because I was just so inspired. I was just thinking of you guys. I was thinking about the women, especially inside of this group, who are making this decision. And so I wanted to share this with you because this is how I felt when I was making the decision to join, to start my own business, right? Here it goes. I don't have the capacity for greatness. It's impossible for me to believe I have something significant to offer. I'm a woman, and the pressure to hold up the world leaves no room for my dreams. I can't actually believe there's enough space for me amid my responsibilities. I'm defeated, depleted, overextended. So I'll let go of the lie. I'm created for importance. I am created for importance. So I will let go of the lie that I'm defeated, depleted, overextended. There's enough space for me amid my responsibilities. I can't actually believe the pressure to hold up the world leaves no room for my dreams. I am a woman and I have something significant to offer. It's impossible for me to believe that I don't have the capacity for greatness. Guys, you have the capacity to do something great. It might be virtual assistants. It might be something else. Honestly, my goal is for you to have the freedom life. If this is the avenue for you, take a chance. The SavvySystem may be exactly what you need to get that boldness to do something different, to choose a different life for yourself, to choose a different path for yourself. I am honored if I get to be a part of that journey with you, if we get to be a part of that journey with you, right? If not, guys, you're still a part of our Savvy family. I want you to know we are here to support you. We love you. You Savvies are our people, okay? It's why you're hanging out with us at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, right? You're our people. And so we're here for you. Guys, we pray for you guys. I want you to know that. Like, we care about you individually. It's more than a course. It's more than a whatever. It's you. It's your lives, and we care about you guys individually. And so, if we're a part of your journey, I'm honored, guys. Thank you so much. I think we closed the doors. I think that's it. We wrapped up the SavvySystem. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We can't wait. It doesn't end here, right? For those of you guys who are students, you've joined the course. We're going to be hanging out with you, building your business. For those of you that it just wasn't the right fit, not the right time right now, we're still here with you. Join us in our VA Savvies community. Read our free resources. Go to the YouTube channel. Consume, because we're here to serve first. We want to do whatever we can to be that, to help you to whatever your next step is, right? Some of you, the next step was the course, and we're so excited. Some of you, the next step is actually believing you can do it. Some of you, the next step is starting to save for January. Some of you, the next step is, is going through and reading some blogs and finally deciding on your services, or finally coming up with a plan to leave your job, right? Like, whatever it is, guys, we're here for you. We believe in you, and we know you can do this. All right. I think that's it. Rachel, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Abby. This was an absolute pleasure. We can't wait to see everybody and support each other, whether it be inside of the community of the Savvy System or whether it's inside of our free communities as well.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.